This video is for anyone who would like to learn some tips about how to promote a protest or any other event. And if you're wondering why you should listen to me, well, I'm not an expert, I'm not a professional, but I have been promoting protests for DxE for a while now, and I have learned a few things along the way of what works and what doesn't work. And today I want to share some of the most basic tips about the things that I found work well when promoting a protest. So let's get started. The first thing that I want to share with you is that you should develop your talking points. And this is what you will be using when you're communicating with other people about your protest. So this should include why people should attend your protest, what is it that you will be doing, when is it, where is it, and this is just a way for you to communicate very clearly about the importance of the protest, and then also it helps when you're asking other people to help you promote it. And you can see on the screen, there's an example of some talking points that I've developed for events that I was promoting. And you can send these talking points to anybody who might be helping you promote, and it just makes everything much easier when writing Facebook posts or when you're doing any form of promotion for your event. So that's why that's the first thing that you should do. Now, the second thing that I want to talk to you about is all about Facebook event pages. And Facebook is one of the most used social media platforms right now. There's a lot of people on Facebook, so you would think that it's really easy to reach people, but it's actually not. A lot of work has to go behind getting people to see your event. So you cannot expect that you will make a Facebook event page and that hundreds of people will see it, because if you're just expecting that and you don't put any work into making your event page good, then you're not going to get a lot of people to see it, which means not a lot of people will go to your protest. So some tips to make Facebook event pages better is to start just by how it looks. So you should have a good title. And the title is important because it should be very clear what it is. Like, what is it that you will be doing? Is it a protest at a grocery store? It should be concise because this is what's gonna appear on people's notifications when someone gets invited. So if it's just protest, it doesn't really say what the action is actually going to be, and it doesn't really make people want to attend your protest. So take some time to think about a good name that will explain what it is, that it will be catchy, and that it will be inspiring for other people when they see it. You should also have a good cover photo, and a good cover photo would be an image that actually fits really well on your event page. So I believe the size for a Facebook cover photo is 1980 by 1080. And there is a lot of different programs that you can use for making a good cover photo. You can do it on Canva, you can use Photoshop, or you can just use a good photo from a previous action that's really high quality and that really tells a story, and that would make the person seeing that photo on their newsfeed want to attend your protest. Your event page description should also be really good. So going back to the talking points, when you're writing your Facebook event page description, you should use your talking points to explain people why they should attend your protest, what is it that you will be doing, when is it, and where. And people should not have to be struggling to find any information on the event page description. Typically, what I like to do when I'm about to make a Facebook event page is write down my description on a Google document, and then sometimes I send it around to other people for feedback. And getting feedback on the event page description and the cover photo sometimes can be really helpful, because maybe something that you think is good is actually not that good. And hearing that is really helpful so that you can have a really great Facebook event page. So then you have your cover photo, you have a good title, you have an event page description, you put all the details like the location and the meeting time and everything else. So you can now launch your event page. I personally think that it's better to make your event page in the morning, like 7 a.m. Pacific time, just because that's a good time for social media. People are on their phone at that time. So I typically like to do it at that time. Like, I wouldn't make your event page at midnight, for example, when most people are sleeping. So now that you have your Facebook event page, it's time to promote it. There's a lot of things that you can do to promote your Facebook event page, so I'm just gonna go over the most basic things, like sending Facebook invites. Facebook actually has a lot of hacks that you can do when sending Facebook invites. So each person only gets 500 invites, and you want to send as many invites as possible, so you have to ask other people to help you. And then you also need to use your invites in a really smart way, because if Facebook thinks that you're being too spammy, Facebook will block you and they would only give you 50 invites. So what I like to do when I'm sending invites is to go to the groups that I'm a part of and then Facebook will give you an option that says invite all your friends, and I'll click on all my friends that are in a certain group, and I'll invite them all. So for example, I'm in Vegans of the Bay Facebook group. I'm an admin, so I'm friends with a lot of people from that group, and that is a really great tool when I'm promoting a protest, because these are people who are vegans or are like vegan curious or that care about animal rights, who are in the Bay Area. I also join a lot of Facebook groups like that, like Vegans in California, Vegans in Oakland, Berkeley, etc. And then I also join groups that are not so much about veganism, but maybe it's like progressives in certain area, or animal lovers, just generally. So that's what I like to do. And then I ask other people to help me send invites, because like I say, you only get 500 and you want to send as many invites as possible. So you can encourage people in your community or in your circle or whatever it is to help you send invites. You should also be sharing that event page everywhere. Like share it on all the Facebook groups that you're part of that are in your area, share it on your newsfeed, and then encourage other people to also share the event page. You should also be posting on the event page regularly, because every single time that you post on your event page, if you're the host, all the people who are RSVP'd or interested or maybe even invited, they all get a notification. It's gonna appear on the news feeds, and then more and more people will see it. So something that I like to do when I post on the event page is to end with an ask to take certain action. So if I'm going to post something on the event page, I'm gonna end with a question like, share if you agree, or comment below if you're coming, or would you like a role, question mark. Like if you're organizing a protest, sometimes people feel even more motivated to attend if they can get a role, and it doesn't have to be a speaking role or leading chants or anything. It could be like a role like doing outreach or holding a placard or anything like that. And just asking those questions make people feel more excited about your protest and more willing to share it in their newsfeed, sharing with their friends, and then more and more and more people will hear about it. When you're posting on your event page, you should be thinking a little bit about steps. And this is a term that a lot of people use in social media to make sure that the quality of the content is good. So I'm gonna read it to you because I don't have it memorized by heart and I don't wanna say something that's incorrect. So steps stands for social currency. Does the content that you're posting make the person viewing it feel awesome and impressive? Trigger. Does the content that you're sharing have something that is at top of people's mind? Emotions. Does it give people emotions? Practical value. Is the content that you're sharing with people offer some practical knowledge that people will use in their lives? And does it tell a good story? So you can think about that when you are sharing your content. And then also make sure that that you always put a photo. Like photos typically do better than just text when you're posting on your event page. And you can use photos from previous actions. We have a lot of photos that are available from like conferences and large actions that we've done that you can use. You can find them on Facebook, you can find them on SmugMug. There's a lot of different places where you can find photos. And if you need anything specific, you can always email me and maybe I can help you find a picture for your action at tania@directactioneverywhere.com. And also you can do images with text to make your photos better. And I personally like using Canva. Canva is a free website that you can use for creating photos and cover photos and a lot of different things. And it's very easy to use because it has a template and all you have to do is put a photo and then add some text. And it's free to use. I also use Photoshop sometimes, but that's a little more complicated. So for you, I highly recommend trying Canva.com. So those are some of my favorite things to do when I'm promoting a Facebook event page. Now, other thing that I also like to do is messaging people, because sometimes you'll invite somebody or you share it on your newsfeed, but people won't see it. And one way to make sure that they see the event is to actually message them personally. What I like to do is to start with the list of people who have been invited to the event page and click on their name and then send them a message that's very short, very concise, quick and clear, letting them know why they should attend the protest, when, where, and what is it. And then end with an ask, like, do you think you can come? Or if you can come, please RSVP here, and I send them the link to the protest. And that typically gets people to go to your protest because they will be hearing about it. And then I'll go to the people who have clicked interested. The people who have clicked interested on the event page means that they have seen the event page, but they have not committed yet to attending your protest. So that could mean like maybe they're not available or they're not sure if they're available. So sending them a quick reminder saying, hey, I noticed that you click interested. I wanted to let you know why I think you would make a difference at this protest, and I would like to see you there. Do you think you can make it? So I'll message everybody who's interested, and then I'll just check again with them later. You can message them a second time if they have not responded, just to check in. And other thing that's also helpful is promotions in other platforms. So we talk a lot about Facebook, but there is a lot of other platforms that are also really helpful, like meetups.com, which is a website that people use specifically to find events to attend. So this is a great place because people are really looking for events to attend. So if you can, I would make an account on meetups.com and you can put your protest there. And if you're in the Bay Area, we already have a meetups.com account so that you can use ours and reach the people that are already subscribed to our account. And also Instagram, it's a really large platform that a lot of people use that is really helpful for promoting events. And you can do something similarly as like when you're posting on a Facebook event page, you can create a meme for Instagram and you can create a small caption that explains very clearly in short what your event is and what you want people to attend. And you can also do Instagram stories, and sometimes the DxE Instagram account could post stories about your event, so maybe you can reach out to the social media team if you think that there's something that you would like promoted on the DxE Instagram. My next tip is word of mouth, and this is a really effective way of promoting. So let's say if you're at a large event where there's tons of people, make an announcement and let people know that you're organizing a protest and let them know why you think they would make a difference if they attend. And always go back to your talking points and pretty much use them to inspire people to attend your event when you are at a place that has a lot of people. So make announcements, and then also you can do posters and flyers. You can design a poster that you can put at different areas on the streets, at universities, restaurants, etc. You can make small flyers that you pass out at places that have tons of people. So word of mouth is a great way of promoting. And then the last thing is also going back to Facebook. It's Facebook ads that I just recently started using, and I find it pretty good. It's not necessary, but if you have an event that you're hoping to mobilize hundreds of people or tons and tons of people and you have extra money, I think it's a good investment if you know how to effectively run a Facebook ad. And there's a lot of great information online on how to run Facebook ads, and I don't really want to go over the details on this video because, for one, I'm not an expert on running Facebook ads, and also I don't think most people need to do that. So those are my tips, and they're like very basic, and I hope they help you. So let's just recap very quickly. You should have talking points. You should make sure your event page looks good. The cover photo, title, event page description, everything is clear. You should post on your event page often. You should share your event page on Facebook groups. You should message people. You can text people too. You can use other platforms like Instagram and meetups.com. Use word of mouth, make flyers, make content. And I hope you get tons of people at your event. Thank you.